Welcome to SATV News. This is Shibala Alam with our headlines. Ensure smooth transfer of technologies to combat human trafficking, said Momen. Government has zero tolerance policy, informed Kamal. Mirsharai tragedy, 11 tourists killed in Chattogram train accident, laid to eternal rest. Coal production of Boropukuria coal mine suspended, 90 workers contracted COVID positive. Foreign Minister Dr. A.K. Abdul Momen has developed countries and the international partners need to ensure smooth transfer of the latest technological innovations to the developing countries to effectively combat the human trafficking in persons. Momen was speaking at national consultation on combating human trafficking in the context of use of technology and its abuse at a city hotel on Saturday. To end human trafficking, Momen said they need a comprehensive view of it. Home Minister Asaduzzaman Khan Kamal said trafficking in person is a serious human rights violation and the government has a zero tolerance policy on this. He said the fight against trafficking requires a multi-stakeholder engagement. To mark World Day Against Trafficking, the Ministry of Home Affairs and the Counter-Trafficking in Persons Technical Working Group of the Bangladesh UN Network on Migration organized the event.
The People's Republic of Bangladesh applied
and with NGOs to combat human trafficking.
last 10 years.
The 11 tourists who died in the train accident on their way back from Mirsharai's Khayachora Jharna were buried in the family graveyard on Saturday morning. Around 10:30 a.m., a namaz janaza of 5 of the deceased was held at Amon Bazar Shumdia Government Primary School grounds in Hathazari Upazila. Besides, the namaz janaza of 4 other victims was also held in the respective villages on Saturday, while those of 2 others were held on Friday night. People from all walks of life, including the dignitaries of the areas, participated in the janaza. The mortal remains of all the 11 people, 9 students, 1 teacher and the microbus driver were handed over to their families on Friday. The victims were identified as Ghulam Mustafa Niru, the microbus driver, Muhammad Hassan, 17, Ziaul Haq Shajib, 22, Wahidul Alam Jishan, 23, Ridwan Chaudhary, 22, a teacher of the RNJ Coaching Center, Shagor, 17, Iqbal Hussain Maruf, 17, Moshahab Ahmed Hisham, 16, Tasmir Hassan, 17, Muhammad Mahim, 17, and Mustafa Masood Rakib, 19. The 6 injured are microbus helper Tawqid Ibn Shaun, 20, and students Muhammad Mahim, 18, Tanvir Hassan Ridoy, 18, and Muhammad Imon, 19, and others. They are undergoing treatment at Chittagong Medical College and Hospital. The victims were residents of East Kandokia village of Aman Bazar in Hathazari Upazila of Chattogram. Chattogram Railway today suspended Saddam Hussain, the gateman of the level crossing in Mirsharai's Upazila, where an accident killed 11 students and teachers yesterday. The gateman was suspended due to negligence in duty. Divisional Railway Manager Abul Kalam Chaudhary confronted the suspension. Meanwhile, Railway Police filed a case against Saddam in connection with the accident. Police held Saddam from Borotakia area last evening. As many as 90 workers of Boropukuria coal mine have tested positive for COVID-19, prompting the management of the state-owned company to halt production from Friday afternoon. Of these 90 workers, 50 are Chinese. Besides, 400 other workers of the mine have been asked to remain in home isolation, officials said on Saturday, adding that the production would resume after 10 days. Engineer Saiful Islam Sarkar, a manager of the mine, said that the coal lifting work from the 1306 phase started on July 26 on a trial basis until Friday. they were able to lift 5,000 metric tons of coal. However, 40,000 metric tons of coal are in stock, while it will be used to aid power generation. Meanwhile, samples of local workers in the 1041 phase have been collected, and those testing negative will be allowed to join work. U.S. Assistant Secretary of State for International Organization Affairs Michael J. will travel to India, Bangladesh and Kuwait on August 2nd to 10. Sison will have consultations on a range of U.S. multilateral priorities, including combating food insecurity, advanced global health, addressing human rights and humanitarian needs, peacekeeping and peace building, and support for Rohingya refugees. Her meetings with senior government officials will focus on opportunities to deepen our operation at the United Nations and U.S. support for the candidacy of Doreen Bogdan Martin to become the next Secretary General of the International Telecommunication Union. In meetings with civil society leaders, the Assistant Secretary will exchange ideas on how the United States and other countries can collaborate on achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. At least 3 people were killed in a head-on collision between a truck and a CNG auto rickshaw at Bogra Bazar area of the Shodor Upazila on Friday night. The accident occurred around 9:30 p.m. when the cylinder carrying truck hit the auto rickshaw coming from the opposite direction near Bogra Bazar area on Chandpur-Raipur highway. The impact of the crash was such that the 3 people travelling in the auto died on the spot. The bodies were kept in Chandpur Shodor Hospital. Police seized the truck and arrested its drivers. Viewers are taking a short break. Please stay with us. Welcome back. You're watching SATV News. Now news from abroad. The U.S. House of Representatives, spurred by a series of horrific mass shootings, passed a bill on Friday that would have been assault weapons for the first time in decades. The legislation was approved by 217 to 213 vote in the Democratic majority House and now goes to the Senate, where it is likely doomed to fail. Gun reform remains deeply divisive in the United States despite the deadly scourge of mass shootings, with only 2 Republicans joining Democrats to back the assault weapons ban in the House. In the 100-member Senate, Democrats have just 50 seats and 10 Republican votes are needed to bring a measure to the floor for consideration. Congress passed a 10-year ban on assault rifles and certain high-capacity magazines in 1994, but lawmakers let it expire in 2004, and sales of the weapons have soared since then. Democratic House Speaker Nancy Pelosi called the latest bill a crucial step in our ongoing fight against the deadly epidemic of gun violence in our nation. It would ban the sale, import, manufacture or transfer of certain semi-automatic weapons, such as those used in recent mass shootings in Buffalo, New York, Uvalde, Texas, and Highland Park, Illinois. Rescuers searched for the missing in Iran on Friday after landslides and floods triggered by heavy rains killed at least 53 people. Mehdi Valipour, head of emergency operations at the Red Crescent Society of Iran, told State TV that 16 people were still missing after 2 days of floods that have affected 400 towns and villages in 18 of Iran's 31 provinces. Many highways were closed. Friday's worst hit area was Firoz Kuh in the foothills of Alborz mountain northeast of the capital Tehran, where at least 10 people died. Tehran Governor Mohsen Mansouri told State TV. He was later quoted by local news agencies as saying around 6 people were also missing. Floods were still ravaging northern areas of Tehran province on Friday. Despite warnings, trekkers were still heading towards Firoz Kuh. State media said at least 8 people died on Thursday in a landslide caused by floods northwest of Tehran that also damaged a religious shrine there. As many as 14 people were reported missing. Last Saturday, flash floods in the southern Fars province killed 22 people.
Friday, Interior Minister Ahmed
7 Asian expatriates have been found dead in the United Arab Emirates following recent floods across the country. The UAE's Interior Ministry said on Friday on Twitter it was an updating on earlier death toll after an Asian expatriate who had been missing was found dead. The ministry said that the field units are still carrying out evacuations in the Emirates of Ras Al Khaimah, Sharjah and Fujairah, the worst affected by floods and follow torrential rainfall. Now sports news. Bangladesh table tennis team created history on Saturday as they reached the quarterfinals in the Commonwealth Games for the first time. Mohtasin Ahmed Ridoy and Rahim Lian Baun confirmed the last 8 spots for Bangladesh in the men's team competition. There was fierce competition in the team event for Bangladesh as they beat Guyana by 3-2. According to table tennis team play rules, a team has to beat the opposition both in singles and doubles to qualify for the next round. Mohtasin Ahmed Ridoy and Rahim Baum first defeated Guyana's Franklin and Van Lange in doubles. Then in the singles, Mohammad Rifat Shabir suffered a 3-1 loss against Britain. However, Ridoy beat Lange by the same margin in the third game to put Bangladesh ahead again. In the fourth match, Rahim lost by 3-0 and the parity was restored. Sabir was won by Thriller against Franklin by 3-2 to see Bangladesh advance to the last 8. They will face the host United Kingdom in the quarters. Bangladesh Army Chief General SM Shofiuddin Ahmed, who watched all the matches, promised each player Taka 50,000 reward for their success. Before ending, we go through the headlines again. Ensure smooth transfer of technologies to combat human trafficking, said Momen. Government has zero tolerance policy, informed Kamal. Misharai tragedy, 11 tourists killed in Chattogram train accident laid to eternal rest. Coal production of Boropukoria coal mine suspended, 90 workers contracted COVID positive. You're up to date so far here on SATV News, and to know the latest news, visit www.satv.tv. Stay with SATV.